Title Secrets. Under the acacia, in the rolling savannas of Maasai land, nestled among tall acacia trees and scattered thorn bushes, the Masai people lived in circular compounds called bomas. The bomas were made up of small huts crafted from mud, sticks, and cow dung, each built with skill by the women of the village. Smoke curled from the huts as fires burned inside, keeping the interiors warm and safe from the chill of the African night. The land was alive, painted with the deep reds of sunset, dotted with cattle herds, and watched over by the distant silhouettes of giraffes and zebras grazing nearby. In one of these, bomas lived Nasirian, a spirited young woman with a quiet determination in her eyes. Her father, a respected elder, was a man of tradition, and her mother was a hard-working, gentle woman who took pride in their home and family. Nasirian's life was one of balance, where daily chores, fetching water from the river, tending to cattle, and gathering firewood from the thorny bushes, wove together with a deep respect for her Masai heritage. Nasirian's days were brightened by her closest friend, Leshan, a young warrior with a proud stance and a watchful eye over his cattle. Leshan was known for his bravery, and together he and Nasirian would often sneak away to secret places on the plains. They met under the spreading branches of an acacia tree, hidden from the watchful eyes of the village elders. There they shared laughter and stories, and helped each other with the chores. Nasirian would lead Leshan's cattle to water, while he would carry firewood back to her family's hut. Yet, beneath these moments of happiness, Nasirian's life was shadowed by a choice her parents had made for her. They had promised her in marriage to an elder from a nearby village, a man of wealth and influence but many years her senior. It was a decision that filled Nasirian with dread, not only for the marriage, but for the circumcision ritual that would soon follow. A painful rite of passage that she feared. When she shared her worries with Leshan one evening under the starry sky, he listened intently, his heart heavy for her. Moved by her desperation, Leshan made a bold promise to help her escape. Late one night, under the cover of darkness, he snuck to her family's boma and led her away through the thick vegetation, where the only sounds were the calls of distant hyenas and the rustling of leaves in the breeze. As they fled, Nasirian realized how deeply she cared for Leshan. He had saved her from a fate she could not bear, and her gratitude blossomed into love. But as they settled into a safe haven in a distant part of the plains, she began to notice that Leshan's heart was already occupied. He loved another, Tamala, her own closest friend. Tamala, bold and lively, had captured Leshan's heart long before, and he continued meeting her secretly, their laughter filling the night air, while Nasirian's heart ached silently. When Nasirian discovered that Leshan and Tamala were meeting in the secluded spots that once belonged to her and Leshan alone, jealousy took hold of her. She began to feel abandoned and betrayed by the two people she trusted most. Watching them under the same acacia tree, whispering to each other, she struggled with thoughts of revenge. If Tamala were gone, perhaps Leshan would see her in a different light. But one night, as she watched them, Nasirian noticed the gentleness in Leshan's gaze toward Tamala. He was truly in love. And Nasirian realized her bitterness was consuming her spirit. With tears in her eyes, she turned away, understanding that love, like the land, could not be forced or controlled. It had its own rhythm, its own way. Returning to her boma, Nasirian embraced her own resilience. Her parents saw her struggle and, sensing her pain, allowed her the freedom to choose her own path. She focused on her duties, her connection with the land, and her family's respect for her strength. Over time, Nasirian healed, finding peace under the same sky that held her deepest secrets. In the end, Nasirian remained in her village, standing tall and proud, her heart full of self-respect. And while Leshan and Tamala shared a love of their own, Nasirian found her place, forever part of the vast, beautiful land of the Maasai, as untamed and strong as the